Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone. So it's already 7:30, and we have Mr. Torik, Miss Pawantina, and our moderator also will join us soon. So let me also just remind everyone, you may all join the Okay, so we have Mr. Nash already here. We have Ms. Valentina and Mr. Torik. So before I give to Mr. Nash as the moderator, I just wanna say some hi first to all participants. Ms. Valentina, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
You always the first one came before me.
Ah,
I was like,
yeah.
who's coming? Oh, Ms. Valentina. Okay.
I'm trying not to late.
That's very good. It's I like that enthusiasm. I mean, like I even want to be late. Actually, I was like,
Oh,
let's go by later. But then you came first. That was good. Thank you. How's your activity during this weekend, Miss Sawanti?
I got sore throat and
Oh, sorry to hear that.
my what's that? How to say pendengaran?
You have an earache.
Yeah, yes.
You have
Because
an
of
earache.
the mucosa
The
of
mucus
the mucus in our nose.
nose
Yes.
comes to your ear. Yeah,
Yes,
I
that's so
felt
bad.
that
So I
last week.
came to the doctor of how to say THP.
Ah. Okay, good, good. Thank you, Miss Sawantina. The speakers also already here. Mr. Tariq, how are you, Mr. Tariq? Last week you couldn't join, Mr. Tariq. Hello?
Dennis?
Yeah.
My voice? Okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry because I have an occasion with my family, so I can
I see.
attend last week.
Right. I was like, usually Mr. Tariq came, but I believe there's something to do in your family. So thank you, Mr. Tariq, for joining us.
Okay.
And because Mr. Nash as the moderator and Miss Irani as the speaker already here, I will let Mr. Nash, you can lead the room, Mr. Nash. So please.
Okay. All right, everyone. Good evening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
All right. Am I audible to you
Clear.
all? Yeah. Okay. So in this time, we have Miss Irani Soraya as the speaker for this evening agenda. That is we will talk about the physiological management during in the disaster management, if I'm not wrong. Sorry if it's wrong. And for the agenda, we will have, let me check with the schedule. Okay, we will have a presentation started at the 7:45 until 8 past 5, and then there will be a Q&A session. Then we will have some discussion in a breakout room. Okay. Maybe I'm still new in here too. While we are waiting the others participants, perhaps we will, because we have passed to the COVID-19, the second wave, I guess. So it's a bit related to our discussion right now. And perhaps we could share a bit about what do you feel when we are having this COVID-19 situation, especially after the March the first wave at March 2019, if I'm not wrong. It's just like the warmer for us before the session for presenter, because we have about 10 minutes. So anyone will share about their experience, especially at the first session when we meet the COVID-19. All right, anyone? All right. So I will talk with myself at first. So when there is a COVID-19 case in Indonesia at that time, I was still in Yogyakarta, and that day too, there was an eruption of Merapi month, and at that day, we couldn't find any mask. So whether it is we want to protect ourselves from the ashes, or we will protect ourselves from COVID-19. So it was really stressful at that day, because we were dealing the two things at the same time. So that's one of my experience in COVID-19, and also it is a bit stressful too for people who graduated at that period, especially because we are having low rate for the recruitment, right? And all things will be we deal the hard day. All right. So a bit about if there is no yeah, all right, Miss
Can you
Irani.
hear my voice clearly?
Yes, it's audible.
It is audible. Is it clear? And
Yes.
Miss Pawa, does my sound clear enough?
Clear enough, but there is still like, how to say gema. But it's okay. But it's okay, Miss Irani.
Well, can I respond for the Mr. Nash opinion about the COVID-19? Well, there is some research in the psychology about what happened with people who not pass away, but pass the COVID-19. Well, the find out is very excellent actually. That we're not only see that we're becoming more resilient, but we are more having the growth. Our psychological growth is growing better and better. I know that our immunity, I guess, is lower than before the COVID, right, Miss Fawa? But from the psychological growth, people who survive from COVID have a better resilience. Well, than than those who doesn't and get passed away. Of course, we are better. But it's a good thought that me, I also in 2019 until 2021, I'm still as a counselor, school counselor in Dompet Duafa, and my student is drop out until the rate of 50% rate. So half of the student is drop out because they cannot survive in the school, because we are a dormitory school. We cannot let any student go out, and then they go out, and then we have to let them go. and it's very bad situation. That's only a little bit of talk about the COVID. So my research, my thesis research is also about the personality growth after the COVID, about how this epidemic is affect to our life. Actually, it's have a big effect in psychological, how we deal with life. Uh, I've been asking to some of my students what is their dream. We use as a child asking, what are you going to be do in your life in the future? And they answer only, I don't know, Ustazah. I don't know if I still alive or not. Yes, it's one of the sad thing about the pandemic. We are no longer trust about, is it we still have our living after our having the cold or after the influenza. We cannot guess that kind of situation. Is it what do you, happen with you also?
Sorry, I was zoning out. What was that?
Yes, I told everyone that my student, if I ask some of the students right now, what is their dream? Like cita-cita, when we are very young, we always ask about the cita-cita. But after the COVID, the student only answer like this. I don't know, Ustazah. I don't know whether I'm still alive or not. I cannot guess because COVID takes a lot, so many of us, right? So many.
Yes, that's right. So it's related to our life and the situation, especially when it was the second wave on July. It was so bad, I guess, especially in Jakarta and the metropolitan area. There are really uncontrolled situation, and it was a bad bad time at that time. Then but then now we are changing to be the better for now. The COVID is still exists, but it's now it's a bit under control, and the severity of this disease is not as high or severe like before, but it's more spreadable. So in this case, in this time, I will remind to all you guys to keep wearing the mask and stay healthy every day, because our mask is protecting ourselves and our people around, and your mask, the people around is protecting ourselves. So without any further ado, it's almost 1945. So perhaps we could share the presentation, Mr. Dennis, or the other who could maintain. Perhaps we
Miss
could check
Irani
the presentation.
will be the speaker, right? So Miss Irani can share, or you can share, Mr. Nash, because I send it to you, right? The PPT.
Okay, Miss Irani or me?
Would you prefer, Miss Irani?
I think it's better you, Mr. Nash, because my son will be very, very small when I uh, put my presentation in my laptop. Could you
All
please
right,
doing so?
sure. Is it clear now, the slide?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Time is yours, Miss Irani. Thank you. Sorry, Miss Irani, it's still muted.
I have a guest in my home. So Mr. Nash, can you just introduce me until the page of 3? There is my CV in the page 3. Could you please do that?
The fifth one.
I have a guest right now. I have to go out first. Can you until the page 3? There is my CV. Can you do that? After that, yes. Thank you.
All right. So in this time, I will let you know our speaker. She is Miss Irani Soraya. She was born at 12 November 1982, and she got the diploma in medical rehabilitation at University of Indonesia in 2002, and then graduated from the psychology at Gajah Mada University in 2008. And then she studied at Islamic Sharia from STA EQ Al Qudwah Depok, and then she got a magister on clinical physiology profession at University Persada Indonesia. And you guys could connect with her through the Instagram at Irani Soraya, and Facebook too, Irani Soraya. She also has her website at www.humanbeing.video.com.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nash. Okay,
You're welcome.
good evening, everyone. Please see me again, with me again, Irani Soraya. Just call me Ira.
The sound is so tiny.
Alright. Yes, yes. This always
It's
been my
like in
problem.
this distance.
Is it better now?
It's still small, low, the view.
Is it better?
Still
It's
bit
yeah, lower.
What should we? Can I just speak to the laptop directly? Can we try
I
it?
cannot hear you.
Okay. All right. Do you hear me better? All right. Thank you,
Yes, it's
Pawan,
better.
for your
Okay.
response. Okay. From the first page, please. Okay. Actually, this presentation was prepared for the teacher volunteer. No, I prepared this in 2019, like Mr. Ness also said. In March we have the COVID. I went to 2019. I went to Lombok twice and to Palu once and to Makassar and to I forgot to share about what really happened with the victim or the survivor. Well, this presentation were adapted from the book, a guidebook from Japan, a guide for volunteer, the best of the experience of 1995 Great Hansen Awaji earthquake. Well, this book is a very good book from Japan, who have the very deep and very many experience during the disaster, actually from the tsunami and also from the flood or from the earthquake, actually. So the theme is about the how we supporting families with children in the disaster situation. Okay, next, Mr. Ness. Okay, I will tell you first that to be a humanitarian worker, to be a volunteer is my passion. And I thank to God that God gave me a lot of chance and possibilities to do that with my profession right now. This becoming my passion since 18 years old, since I read about the book of Eric Segal, I suppose. Okay, next. Mr. Ness already explained. I graduate from the medical rehabilitation University of Indonesia in 2002. I only 18 years old, and then I continue with the Gajah Mada University in 2008. I also college in the Syariah from Staik Al Qudwah Depok, Magister. Oh, next page, please. Okay, thank you. In 2004, when I in the psychology faculty in the second years, I suppose in the sophomore, I went to Aceh. I pray to God that He gave me this kind of opportunity to go there. It's not about how I to what is it to get the existence or something. No, it's just me. I'm a human being, an only human being, trying to get connect to other, trying to do something, even is a little bit for the Aceh by that time. I went to Aceh about for 2 months in January and February 2005. So it's only about 10 days after the real earthquake and tsunami. Thank God I don't meet anybodies in the street or else, but I still meet all the flood and all the material and all the destruction that made by the tsunamis. After the tsunami, I'm still in the college. In 2006, I worked for CBMH, or Center for Bioethics and Medical Humanities in University of Gajah Mada. We have a great opportunities to having a good relation with Bernard van Leer. Bernard van Leer Foundation is a foundation from Netherlands who have the first main object is the main concern is for the well-being of the preschool. So we made 8 CBO, or children-based organization. So we train some local to be the kindergarten teacher, and then make a playground for the children, make a library, and so on. Well, after that, in 2000 until 2008, I make a research, also KKN in Gempa Banguntapan in Yogyakarta after the 8.3 earthquake. I live in Bantul about in 4 months, I suppose. After I graduate after 6 years. In 6 years, oh my God, it's very bad. Bad resume. 2008, I worked for the World Bank as a numerator for the weather facility in Cianjur, actually, for a few months. And then I went to Sekolah Terminal in Depok, the teacher for the anak pang and pengamen jalanan in around Depok. They live in terminal also with their family, beside of the family of Pak Rohim. Well, 2012 until 2017, I was the coordinator for inclusive education in Tunas Global for special education for special needs children. 2017 until 2021, just last year, I was a school counselor for Smart Excellencia Dompet Alpha. I also an education volunteer for Rumah Ceria or Sekolah Ceria or whatever the Dompet Alpha made after the disasters. Well, I went to Lombok in 2008, the first and the second wave, and then
I went to Palu, Donggala, and Sigi after the earthquake. But in Sigi, I don't meet the children because Dompet Duafa only built looking for where will we build a new school for them. So we built about 8 school from Dompet Duafa. And then right now, I actually this is last week. Last week I went to Cianjur to train the teacher about what we are going to talk about this night. Uh, Last week and also tomorrow. Tomorrow at 8, I should be at Cianjur also in Cibeber. So I have a rest hour right now. And right now I'm a founder of Meru, Rumah Meru and Sora, a psychological consultant. Okay, thank you. Next, Mr. Nash. We are becoming what we repeatedly do. This is what all about when we always do and then we become just what do you like and you become that. This is the law of habit actually. Is it true or not is depend on you. Okay, next. Uh, Actually, I would like to play the MSF video, but it would take times. So next. Next, Mr. Ness, thank you. Okay. Before we begin, I would like you to list 100 things that you would like to do in your life. Okay, this is only some review. And then after 100, I will ask you to, okay, choose 20, choose 10, and then choose 3. Okay, have you done that? And then I will say, okay, do whatever you would like to do and do what you love and love what you do to in your life. It's just some kind of play. This is invest in agriculture in West Papua. Wow. Have you begin that, Mr. Ajep?
Just experience.
Have
Just
the
having experience.
money
Yeah, there.
politic in your mind. Okay, next, Mr. Nash. The experiences of children in the grieving process. Well, one of the experiences of the children after the disaster, of course, the grieving process. And then we will talk about the psychological reaction that follow a disaster. Next. The disaster have a severe psychological impact on children, but children usually they are unable to enable. They are unable to understand the actual nature of disaster, and their ability to cope is limited. As a result, they will feel anxiety. Well, the anxiety in the children is very unique. Usually, they will not say that I feel very scared or very no. They're becoming very rigid and very what is it? More reluctant. So the children in particular suffer severe distress due to the experiences of terror and loss, like separation, damage their home, change in the environment, and etc. Next. Well, the grieving process is the first is the shock period where we feel very, oh my God, this cannot happen to me. Oh no, it's the denial. Shock and then denial and then grieving and then anger, adaptation and recovery. This is the phase or the stage of the grieving process based on Barbara Kubler-Ross, the grieving theoretical in psychology. Well, children have a vague understanding of abstract concept, and sometimes they blame themselves and believing that they are the cause of the loss. Well, such like this, if a children is losing their father, then the guilty is come to the children and they said, if I'm not so bad, maybe my dad is still alive. Or if I always hear about what my dad said, maybe he will still be here with me. that kind of feeling that the children will feel. They feel that they are blaming themselves, that something happened because they are bad or very naughty. Okay, next. Well, the unsolved frustration might lead to a severe depression. It's also done with the teenager and also with the mature getter as an adult. And then next, well, the concerning the trauma. Well, I have. Can you type something that what is you think the 10 thing that the most making trauma of the human life? Can you list? It's not need 10 or one, just one. Okay, I will make the rank from what you answer. Can you answer now? Can you name one is the most threatening trauma for an adult or for a children? Okay, I'm still waiting. Can you answer this? Just one. Okay. From Medi Indonesia. Deb. That's right. Oh, Mr. Dennis, that's you. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe losing parents. Yes, Medi, that's right. Bullying. Yes. And then unidentified illness. Ah, that's true. Okay. Guess what? Broken heart. Oh, Sugianto. I feel sorry for you. The first treating trauma to our life is losing someone. Oh, losing someone is heartbreaking, not heartbreaking. Like the death experience of parents, of spouse, or mates, or husband, or child. Well, it's the first that making our trauma. It's not the disaster. Actually, disaster is still it's an acute stress, but it's not making our trauma. It's making our trauma for if the disaster went for a very long time and there is no hope on it, that it could make a trauma. An accident, yes. And then after the losing our spouse or our mates is having or carrying someone who have an acute illness or not acute, chronic illness. So the illness is very long time and we have to carry about. So it's one of the what make our heart itchy. And then there is a separation or a divorce. And then having debt. And then I can give you the rank actually, but you can also search for yourself. So the main thing that causing trauma in our life is losing someone or losing. It's not only someone. Forget bring a smartphone. Come on, it's a joke, right? You can have a trauma from it. Okay, Elvira Fadila, led down by the people we admire. Oh my God. You're hot, Giorgio. Very good. Oh my God, I lack of focus right now. Okay, you can stop right now. You can stop. Okay. These are some psychological reactions after the disaster. The first is emotional paralysis. Well, emotional paralysis could direct to the unable us to express our emotion. So we numb. You know, we numb. You don't have any reaction. It's the worst reaction when you have a bad news and you can cry and you just silent and you just stand out and you don't know what you're feeling. You say, I don't know, I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. It's the worst than trauma. is the worst emotional paralysis. And then for children, they becoming more active. Can you believe? Becoming more hyperactivity. It's not only for children, for a teenager or for the adult also. So we work. You're busy in your life. You fulfill your life with busy thing. It's you are trying to avoid your own emotional. And then the regressive reaction is when a child become a more baby, crying, want to cuddling, or always want to hug or something. So if you have a spouse and playing baby, well, it's actually a emotional reaction from something severe disaster or something. And then fear of separation, avoiding anything that associate with disaster, and then extremely emotional, very mad or something. And then this reaction will decrease gradually after first few weeks. Next, Mr. Nash. Stress that result from the trauma. Well, in psychology, we believe that we have two kind of stress. The first type is the eustress, and then the second is distress. The eustress is a bad stress, and distress is a good stress, or it was mixed. Well, one stress is better for us to make us more achieve our goal is a good stress, and the bad stress is the stress that make us very down and down to the earth until to the well. That kind of stress. Well, sometimes the stress is caused by the shock of the disaster itself. The stress is come from the terrifying memories when he or she see all the situation changes or something. And the stress in disaster also come from the changes in daily lifestyle that occur after the disaster. When we always wake up and then we have a breakfast and then is just change, everything is changed. Just in one night we have a roof in our home, and then we live in the tent. And the worst than that is not about how we live in the tent, but we don't know until when we will live there. So the feeling of what is it, hopeless is come from the situation that we cannot predict until when. And for us, the volunteer, we could affect also. We call it the effect when the volunteer is affected by the disaster is we call as, what is it? I forgot about what we call, but sometimes the volunteer becomes so exhausted and very burn out of the job, and then they forgot to maintain their own healthy, and then they becoming just pass away or die. Yes, that could happen. That's why a volunteer should be have a good mindset. We could not have the effect of the survivor, because we are the helper. Next, Mr. Nash. Well, how to supporting families? Well, the first is helping the families from the feeling of helplessness. Helplessness is the feeling of the situation is uncurable. There is no way out. The feeling of that kind of feeling. So as a volunteer, we should say that what can we do? What could we help you? And then there is some step. The 3L, look, listen, and link. How we look the environment, listen them, and then link them to the nearest helper. the right helper. So we shouldn't have to promising them that we will help, of course, we will help you every. No, we shouldn't say like that, because when we cannot fulfill our promising to them, that becoming a more stress. And then the worried of the anxiety about the future. Uh, or sometimes the family have the inability to effectively cope the stress, the disasters, and then the heavy physical burden, how they support their daily living and how they support of their own emotion. Next,
Sorry, Miss Irani. I think the time is
next,
out.
Mr. Nash.
It's more.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, the time is
Your
out.
stress is positive and the stress is negative. Next, Mr. Nash.
Sorry, am I audible? There is such a connection error in here.
Yes, Mr. Nash, you are audible.
Okay, sorry, Miss Irani. The time is up, or maybe you have sometimes for the conclusion before we move to other parts, that is the discussion parts.
Sorry. I did.
Okay, Mr. Nash, as you wish.
All right. So, uh, do you mind having a conclusion for your presentation, or just for like take-home notes or something like that from the presentation, because it's the time is up.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. It's fine. Okay, Mr. Nash. It's still closing. It's just one page to closing, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Can you do next, please? Okay. In the refugee center, usually they still having this kind of stress. The stress is come from the loss of the privacy in the refugee center and the changes in daily life pattern and the restriction of the children activity. Okay, next. Okay, there is because education is an edible right, so keep the routine, make a temporary school, doing activity and playing, collective the local culture and also the local volunteer, and make a place in the safe and stable place. Next. Okay, this kind of activities that you can do, you can supporting teacher, reading corner, activity daily living. You could do teaching, and temporary school and so over. Okay, that's all, Mr. Ness. My presentation. Oh, too bad. The time
Thank
is
you,
up.
Miss Irani.
Yes. I still
And
have
back to
I still have one video to show. Oh my God.
okay. I
Could you please
will.
play the video just for this time? And then after this time, I will go to Cianjur with Serenity.
Sure. Which video?
Sami Yusuf, please.
Sami Yusuf.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Nash. You're very kind to me.
Okay, let's share this Sami
Okay,
Yusuf.
friend. Enjoy.
Oh, people in a heart made of tin and clay, a small boy dreams away of clean water and a meal a day, not to fear minds as he plays each day. Oh, somewhere dark out of the way, has found yet another prey. To save his life, he just couldn't pay. Tell me what we're gonna do for our brothers in the gun, for our sisters in the home. Show me what we're gonna do. Are we just gonna sit there, nice and cozy on our chair? Will we not even make a prayer? Will we not even make a prayer? You might ask yourself, why should I have these people? They'll tell you why we're not so different from you. We have dreams just like you, but they were buried with the bodies of love. Oh, people, are we deaf, dumb, and blind? What is going through our minds? Don't we care for the rest of mankind? Oh, people, we claim to love peace and justice. Why do we preach what we don't practice? Let's help them out of this darkness. Tell me what we're gonna do for our brothers in Ethiopia, for our sisters in Rwanda. Oh, show me what we're gonna do. Are we just gonna sit there, nice and cozy on our chairs? Will we not even make a prayer? Will we not even make a prayer? Will we not even make a prayer? Will we not even make a prayer?
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Nash.
Okay, I guess for the any things you want to share, Miss Irani?
That's all. Thank you.
All right. Yes, we have two people who raised their hands. Could you share your thought at first, Mr. Acep and Miss Fawandina? Which
All
one?
right. I don't know. I think I'm first. Okay. Hello everyone. Good evening. And thank you, Miss Irani, for the such great presentations. And I was amazed because you did a very meaningful activities out there. And specifically, I would like to ask about the condition in Cianjur at the moment. In relation with trauma healing program. Would you like to elaborate on that further? I mean, what did you do so far in terms of trauma healing program in Cianjur? Any specific needs required by children there? I know that you also have a great experiences in other cities earlier before Cianjur, and would you like to compare the conditions of trauma in children in different cities or different region that you attended? And that's the first one. It's quite general, but the second one is if we want to go there for trauma healing program, do you think that we are like I'm ordinary people can do trauma healing there, and any risk for those who unskilled people to do trauma healing? Because I know that trauma healing is something that should be done by skilled people, even licensed people. But out there, there's people bravely go there and want to entertain children. But yes, they have a good intention to help them. But do you think there is a specific requirement for those who need to go for trauma healing program?
Should we collect or I just answering right now, Mr. Nash?
Sorry, your voice is very small.
So should I answer directly or I wait until the next question, Mr. Ness?
You could answer it directly, so there is no missed question.
All right, thank you. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Acep, for your attention and also for your very brilliant question. Well, condition in Cianjur actually the government right now is still doing maintaining the data about how many school, how many teacher were affected from the disaster, because I was in the Dompet Dua Alpha Pendidikan, so it's correlated with education. When we pass the main street of Cianjur, we only see the very small effect of the disaster. But when we go up to the mountain until the highest hill in the Cianjur, we will see that the earthquake have a very severe damage in the housing and also all the public facility like school. So it's about from 1,800 elementary school. The 800 is have a severe damage. So can you guess what happened when the school is damaged? Of course, the school, the education is stopped. But we are helped because this is the end of the semester. So, and usually in the disaster area, the teacher, the headmaster also cannot because they were affected also as the victim, as the survivor. So they cannot go to the school, they cannot see the children and also and so on. And there are some kebijakan itu itu kebijakan for Cianjur children that the education will continue after the New Year's Eve, the New Year's. So it was postponed for the test, mostly postponed for the test because they are not stable and a safe place to relocating the school, because most of the people in the disaster area wouldn't leave their home even though it was unsafe, because they were afraid that their material is gone by the thief, right? There are a lot of kind of condition. So right now, if you're asking me how the situation, they still need our help. So whatever the rumor out there, I don't care. I don't care what the rumor about, oh, the Cianjur didn't need our help. It's bullshit. It also the rumor is happened in in Lombok, in Palu, and in Aceh. That kind of rumor that we would like to, if we are Japanese, we could say that because we have the highest economical what is it, angka GDP ya, GDP growth development rate-nya Indonesia is still low, so it's impossible that they not need any help. Maybe when we ask someone and that someone is having an anger for the volunteer or organization, they will, we don't need your coming here. But it's a physiological reaction, right? Because maybe they are disappointed, they need something and it's not available for them. So I don't believe that kind of, we all can do something. Well, it's correlate with the second question. Can we do the trauma healing? No. What we can do is you can do the psychological first aid. Psychological first aid. I have still one video left. I'm so sorry. It's how we speak to the survivor, how to be listen to the survivor, and then link them with the organization will help. That kind of psychological first aid. And psychological first aid actually will refer anyone who have a severe psychological symptom like nightmare or terrifying to a psychologist or to a psychiatrist. So so we could not right now, we could not say that we are giving them the trauma healing because the trauma itself is need to be fulfill some of the symptoms like nightmare in 3 weeks, and then they're afraid to go out, that kind of symptom. The trauma needs some kind like they actually when it's correlated with PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorders. Okay, that's all my answer to Mr. Acep. Mr. Acep, I beg your pardon that if you have a further question, just directly ask to me because tomorrow
Sure,
I will be in Cianjur. We
I
could do
will.
live, right?
Yeah,
Right?
maybe we can set a time. Great.
Yes. Now, for others. Thank you, Mr. Acep. Good
Thank you for the
question.
answer.
Next,
Great.
Mr. Nas.
Okay, we have two participant who have questions, and perhaps sorry, I restrict only two participants because we have another discussion in breakout room. So Miss Valentina, time is yours for your question.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Nash, for the chance. And thank you, Miss Irani, for the amazing presentation, really. Because I do love volunteering. And what I'm going to ask is about how the way you started all of your amazing journey as the volunteer. I mean, like what I did as a volunteer, just like simple movement for example, just helping government in COVID. And the recently what I do is teaching children who cannot go to school, and actually provide by Tanoto Foundation, and I am one of the volunteer over there. And what you did is really big movement. So I'm just curious how the way you start that. How I don't know. Follow several days ago there is an invitation to be the volunteer as the physiotherapy to Cianjur also, but I cannot join because the one who can go there is my senior who already joined the organization. And how about you? How about your journey, Ms. Rani? Thank you.
For your question, Ms. Fawa, Well, I begin this journey, as I said before, this is my passion. I built my passion since I was in the high school. I always been someone who involved with someone else life. So as a psychologist, I always involved with someone life. So I learned about the empathical feeling and like sympathy and empathy from the psychology. And in psychology, of course, it's easier for me to joining the voluntary. But what I did is maybe I have a very good life and very good bliss on it, because I have a family that did not restrict me at all at anything. So when I said I will go to Aceh, they don't know where Aceh, where in Aceh, with who I'm going to. They believe on me. They always believe in me. And then I went, I don't say that how many days you will go there. They don't ask. They believe in me. And then, so like this, you know the law of attractiveness from Rhonda something something, the book of the secret something, the eight secret of life. When you wanting something, you say it to the whole universe, and the whole universe will help you. And then at December 2004, I told to the tree, I told to the universe, I said that I want to go to Aceh no matter what. I will go there. And then I was connect to someone, some friend, and then some friend. Sometimes it's just a fake, and then I cannot go. I call the dinas sosial. I would like to volunteer. No, you are not able because you're still a student. But I have this kind of berantakan, teman-teman berantakan di gelanggang, anak-anak teater dan anak-anak seni yang ngamen, ngamen, dapat duit 10 juta, lalu mereka ajak aku, terus dia bilang, ayo kita pergi sekarang juga. Lalu aku pergi deh, begitu. Aku pun begitu, jadi hampir aku merasa aku tidak ingin pulang. Itu adalah pengaruh yang aku bilang tadi. Ketika volunteer itu terlalu terpengaruh oleh situasi. Aku hampir tidak mau menyelesaikan kuliahku. Aku merasa panggilanku di sana. Dan aku merasa bahwa aku mencintai hidupku yang ini. Oh gitu. Tapi terus pikiranku kembali, oh, aku harus pulang demi ibuku. Lalu aku pulang. Semenjak itu aku selalu bilang, aku akan pergi kalau ada panggilan lagi, aku siap. Jadi setiap ada ya pertanyaan gini, dibutuhkan volunteer, aku langsung, aku paling pertama aku mau ke Padang, aku mau, tapi nggak berangkat, cuma nyari duit. Oh nggak apa-apa, aku juga mau deh, aku cari duit di stasiun, gitu. So this was the beginning of my life where I come here, and also for the question from Mr. Acep, what did I do to in Cianjur? I teach the teacher volunteer. The first is I do some relaxing, so they are having lower stress, and so when they have a lower stress, they could teach again to other like that. And then we teach them to menghibur anak-anak, how to make an activity there. And then Dompet Duafa will support with a very good volunteer that only lasts for 1 month, but the local volunteer will last for maybe a whole year, like that. And then Dompet Duafa still have a temporary low expert, so they already graduate, but they have the passion, and then they will assist the local volunteer. That was how we keep and reserve our local volunteer there. That's all, Miss Fawa. Thank you so much for your question. It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Nash, that's all right.
Okay, sorry. There is one more question, but because the time is very tight, let's have Mr. Ari, if I'm not wrong. And sorry for Miss Elita, because the time is very tight before we go into the breakout room handled to Mr. Dennis. Mr. Ari, time is yours, and Miss all right. Sorry, I've been kicked out due to the connection. Mr. Ari, would you mind letting us know your question?
Okay. Is my
Sorry,
voice? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm female. Okay. Is my voice audible for you?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Irani, thank you for your presentation. I'm so proud to you to be a best volunteer. Yeah, I have two questions for you. As to be a volunteer, what's your unforgettable moment during you to be a volunteer? And the second, what should you do if you feel like tired or burnt out during your activity to be a volunteer? I believe that so many unpredictable moments from a survivor, and that's made you stressful, right? Yeah, what should you do to deal for the situations? Thank you.
Much, Miss Ali, for your question. Well, the unforgettable memory is, I think all in Lombok is unforgettable, but I'm a forgettable person, because I'm a psychologist. So no matter how many stress that you told me, I will forget it. And in psychology, we call that as psychological debriefing. So actually, the normal wait of time for the volunteer is only 6 days. After 6 days, they will get burned out and very exhausted, because we not only help with physical, but we also help them from the psychological distress right now, right? Well, so at the in Aceh, I got sick. I got sick for maybe 4 days of very bad flu, because my immunity is very low right there. And in Aceh, the situation is in Lombok, is it better or not? Oh, better in Lombok, I think. In Aceh, because the MCK is not exist. The MCK, because for female, we always need the toilet, right? And there is no toilet or no clean toilet, or
Yes,
there are no water facility. So we have to walk far from with the forest to look for some local host that having the water. And in Aceh, usually their home doesn't have any kamar mandi toilet, and then we do it in some semak, I think. Yeah, that kind of situation. And it's not comfort at all, but I think the valuable, the priceless moment is the smile of the children, or when their mother said thank you for coming here, for helping us, for decreasing our stress because the mother is already stressed with the don't have money, don't have any rice or something. So we took the children to play. Is a great relief for the mother and also for the family. Can you believe when we live in only 10 meters square and share the place with maybe 5 family or 6 family? Oh my God, it's unbelievable situation, the hot and then the privacy and so on. Uh, so we are lucky enough. We all lucky enough to have the education. We all lucky enough that even though we do have the disaster in our life, we still have a hope in our life. And one good thing is a good support in the community is very helpful always. The family support our activity is very helpful. What I dislike in the disaster situation is the political gesekan politik, misalnya such as misalnya we have the propaganda of the Save the Children is taking the children to the Christianity or something else, and the Buddhist Buddhist Suci is going to make our son is to be a Buddha. That kind of thing that we always, oh my God, can we just help without any tendencies of political reason? Can we do that just as human life? That's Miss Ari. And okay, what would I do when I'm very exhausted? Well, psychological debriefing would help. Psychological debriefing is some procedure how we put our level of stress to the zero with some kind myself, I do the wudu and then I pray. I said to God that God, I cannot do much for them. I can do at all without your help. So help me to help them. So we put ourselves that we cannot help them without God help. So it's make me more relaxed because the main stress is not in me. I believe that if they can a cure from the stress, it's not because of me. Also, it's God. It's God will. So that's my belief, and I believe that is so. If I know better, I tell you. Okay, Miss Ari. Good.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Nash.
Well,
That's all.
I think I wanted to be a volunteer to like you, Miss. If any chance to me to join with you to be a volunteer, please call me, please.
You go with me tomorrow. Meet me at Cibeber, Kecamatan.
Oh, all right.
I'll wait
Okay,
for
thank you.
you.
All right. Thank you for the participant who asked question, and thank you for Miss Irani for having the great presentation this time. So if we may conclude it in a bit, in a sentence, that the disaster is something that we do not expect, but we could manage, especially for ourselves, to be care with someone else, but let the professional to handle the mental situation, because if we do it with ourselves, that it might be lead to something that we don't want to expect. Thank you for the time, and we are so sorry if there is any mistakes, and also the longer time. Thank you. I'll hand it to Mr. Dennis again.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Irani, for such a wonderful sharing, and also Mr. Nash for the moderator. We will move to the breakout room session, but before that, we're gonna take a picture first, and I saw some new participants joining the room. So let's take a picture first. So if you can turn your camera on, you may just turn your camera on, please. Okay, I'm gonna count into 3 seconds so you can turn your camera on. 3, 2, 1. And now I'm gonna take a picture, yeah? 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Before I put you into breakout room, I saw some new participants joining our room here. Miss Ari, are you the newest participant in this room?
Yes,
Would you mind a short introduction about yourself and how do you know this program from, please?
Okay, I'm sorry, and turn off the camera because
No worries.
the condition is not good and I'm not confident to turn on
It's okay.
camera. Okay, thank you. I'm a newcomer here. Thank you for joining me in this group. And I wanted to introduce myself to you. My name is Mom Ari. Please call me Ari. Actually, I live in Depok. I am 36 years old. I am a mom with 2 children. I usually at home, but I also have another activity. I am a teacher also. I teach at one of private school in Depok area. And I mean,
How do you know this program from?
I'm sorry?
How do you know this program from?
I know from my friends, Miss Lisa.
Miss Lisa, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your introduction, Miss Ari. Welcome to our weekly meeting. Thank you.
Mr. Dennis, I'm sorry, Mr. Dennis.
Yeah. Do you want to leave, Mr. Asep?
I have my family from Japanese. I want to introduce my family.
Okay. Sure.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
My name is Kiki, and I'm from Central Java. And I just found out about this group. It's really good. I think it's a good forum to improve our English and how you discuss about different topics. So we not only enhance our linguistic knowledge, but we can also learn about another discipline, which is really good. I think that you give everyone the opportunity to speak out. So I think it will be very beneficial for all the members in this group. And nice to
Sorry,
meet you all.
can you say again your name?
My name is Kiki.
Miss Kiki. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you and welcome to our group, Miss Kiki. Okay,
Yeah,
I
thank you
think
so much.
there are two other participants that knew before I put you into breakout room, although probably only just short limit of time. Mr. Sugianto, would you mind introduce yourself, Mr. Sugianto?
All right, thank you, Mr. Dennis. Yeah, thank you very much for this meeting. Actually, I'm a newcomer here, and yeah, I have the links from my friend, and because I still waiting the final of World Cup, so yeah, I just
Me too, actually.
Yeah, my name is Sugianto, and you can call me Sugi. I live in Bekasi, and yeah, actually. I need some different topic, some different knowledge from every Zoom meeting. So yeah, I just try to join and thank you very much, Miss Irani. The topic is very good. Thank you very much. That's all. Thank you, Mr. Dennis.
Thank you, Mr. Sugianto. And the last, Mr. Miftah. Are you a newcomer too? If you can turn your camera on or your microphone on. Mr. Miftah, can you hear my voice? Okay.
Okay.
Miss
Sorry,
Miftah,
I am a girl.
I'd like to say sorry for that at the beginning.
Yeah. Last time I ever joined this
meeting.
This meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Miss Miftah.
Yeah.
I'd like to say sorry because I thought that you just newcomer. Thank you, Miss Miftah. Okay. So since the time is limited, because we need to finish by 9:10. Everyone has another activities right after this. So we're gonna put you into breakout rooms for 10 minutes only, two meetings in a row. So I will assign for, if you want to leave the rooms, you may leave right now. So, but if you want to join still, you may still join. Okay, so here is the breakout room. Okay. All right. So Mr. Acep will be with Miss Elita. I think already. Have you met Miss Elita with Mr. Acep for like 3 times? Just
Yeah,
want to
3 times.
reconfirm. Okay. So I will put you with Miss Ari. Never met her, right? Okay. So Mr. Acep will be together with Miss Miftah. You never met Miss Miftah, right, Mr. Acep?
Yes, I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. And then Mr. Torik will be with Mr. Zizo. Miss Fawantina will be with Miss Haura. Miss Fawantina already met Haura before?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Mr. Asep will be with Mr. Nash. And wait, Miss Ari. Before.
Mr. I'm sorry, Mr. Dennis. I'm with Miss
Mr. Nash. Have you met
Mr.
Mr. Nash?
Okay,
The moderator? Okay. And then Miss Ari with Miss Elita, Miss Nurma with Miss Irani, Mr. Medi with Mr. Sugianto, and yeah, and Miss Vira will be with me. Okay, so we're gonna open all rooms, 10 minutes only. In the room, start from now, please. Okay, welcome back, everyone. We are still waiting for some others to get back to our main room. And we're gonna have our second session with the breakout room, even though only 10 minutes, but at least everyone has equal chance for 10 minutes later. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna recreate the room. Okay, please tell me if you're already with this person for 3 times. So, okay. In room 1, there will be Miss Irani and Miss Nurma. Room 2, there will be Mr. Nash with Mr. Zizo. Room
Mr. Dennis,
Yes.
I am with Miss Ira in the previous breakout room.
Oh, you were with Miss Ira?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me, okay, sorry, I forgot. So Miss Ira will be with, okay, just a moment. Okay, Miss Ira will be with Mr. Mehdi. Okay, Mr. Zizo already left. So Mr. Nash will be with Miss Haura. Mr. Acep will be with Mr. Sugianto. Miss Elita will be with Mr. Asep in room 1. Okay. Mr. Torik will be with Miss Nurma. Mr. Asep, let me repeat again. Miss Irani with Mr. Mehdi. Mr. Acep with Mr. Sugianto. Miss Elvira with Mr. Miftah. Mr. Asep with Miss Elita. Miss Haura with Mr. Nash. And Miss Nurma with Mr. Torik. Yeah. The other 10 minutes start from now, please. Welcome back, Miss Vira.
Okay, I wrong button.
Oh, you took a wrong.
I still discuss with Miss Miftah, but
Mr. Miftah.
Not Mr. Miss Miftah.
Miss Miftah.
From Fakfak, but I choose wrong button.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Welcome back, everyone, to the main room. Sorry to cut your conversation because it's already 9:15. So we're gonna close our session tonight. And once again, thank you for Ms. Irani as the speaker and also Mr. Nash as the moderator. And we are going to have off meetings for 2 weeks. So you may, if you celebrate Christmas, you can celebrate Christmas. If you have your holiday for New Year, you may also have your holiday. And inshallah, there will be new meetings again by January 8th after the 2 weeks off. So, but probably I want to talk more with Mr. Acep and Mr. Rango for next year. So what are we gonna do for next year to make our group much more effective and efficient? So once again, thank you very much for this, and we still be in the group, and thank you very much. Probably for the last one, if you can turn your camera on and we can see everyone's face, that would be good. If Mr. Sugianto, Mr. Asep, Miss Elvira, Miss Nurma, Mr. Mehdi, Miss Miftah, Miss Haura can turn your camera on, that will be good. But if you can, it's fine. Let's be okay. Let's we take a picture for the last 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much, everyone, and see you next year. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam
See you
warahmatullahi
everyone.
wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Good night.